Coffee on
Okay.
the drop.
Does someone have a hairspray?
We'll probably put this on
Here's
Facebook
one.
or something.
I got
Yeah.
one. Okay, so water first, gel second. Now what I'm gonna do is have the dancer be my assistant. And I'm going to go in small sections. So notice I'm only grabbing like just a very small section of hair first. You're gonna start to pull it back and you're gonna spray it as you go. Grab it.
Grab it.
Just keep your hand out.
So I'm taking it in small sections, starting on whatever side you want. But the trick is to not go too much at once or you lose that like really tight, really clean effect. So I'm just brushing it in and then pretty much spraying it into place. Also, it won't be super tight right away, and that's okay because you're gonna manipulate it a lot. But again, in going little sections at a time, you can get the crown and like the surface of the hair laid down tighter. And that's really where I won't like it if it's not clean. So now I'm pulling it kind of away from her head and just there. This side, you want to just swoop it. So see if you were to take too much at once, how that'll happen. And the ponytail will move a lot. So like right now it's over here. That's okay because I'm just getting the face. Thank you. Just little section at a time. Once you start to get, especially with a low pony, once you start to get that halfway up, start to get the shape of the part, you want to comb over and then back, and then move your hand to recenter it. So you're not trying to shift the hair, you're just kind of shifting your hand. I'm looking at her ears and I'm gonna follow like middle of her ear back. And that's where I'm gonna start to pull it. So again, I go one section, spray, redo the section. And then spray. And if you do it right and you do it well, you won't have to do it again the whole night. And it'll just stay put. Even if they have really thick hair. Like I did Mihasha's on Wednesday and they had a hard time getting it out when they got home. So now, I've got a pretty tight, pretty clean ponytail all the way around. And then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna turn the brush. I'm gonna use the side of the brush. I'm gonna go back through it. And that'll get rid of the bumps. So don't use like the middle, just use the very tip and then just use it to kind of comb through. And then back, and I'm not worried too much about holding the ponytail as tight as I want. I'm just worried about really flattening out the surface. And you can even, so once we get to this point, you can even take the side and pull it, and you see these little things right there? That's okay, because you're not gonna see that once we finish. So I'm using the side of the comb, or the side of the like really coarse brush, and I'm pulling until the little sort of puffy things are closer to my hand. So I'm just using that and in, and you can just kind of go around and make sure you're all good. Then I'm gonna start to just change. Can you hold this for a second, babe? One hand to the other to pull these things in. So now those little fluffy guys, I pushed them close to where my hand was, and now I'm just changing one hand to the other. And now I'm ready to put in her hair tie. You want to grab a hair tie? So depending on the thickness of your dancer's hair, you can experiment with what hair ties work the best. I would just always have a bag of new ones and never use one twice because they just tend to let go a lot. So I'm just doing a regular ponytail right now, but when I get to where I feel like I can't go much more, of course I'm gonna do one more. And this is the one that you're gonna pull the hair halfway through. So now I'm grabbing her ponytail and I'm just pulling it. And I'm really only pulling an inch through. So Chloe, turn. Do you see that? So regardless of the dancer's hair, I really just like a thumb width pull through. Now I noticed these guys kind of came back up. So again, the bristle brush, please. Just use the side of the comb. Pull them as close to the rubber band as possible. So you're gonna kind of just always keep going back to the surface, pulling those in as close as you can. So there's the fan, yeah? If it's not centered totally, you can adjust it, and you can also pull it a little tighter. That's why don't pull it too much, because if you adjust it, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. Before we start to wrap, I want you, can you hold this? I want you to see if you can get 1 or 2 bobby pins, just pinning so I'm gonna go down with the bobby pin. I'm gonna just put 1 or 2, putting the hair tie in the hair. So I'm just gonna grab her hair and one of the circles of the bands, and just making sure that if the ponytail holder, so I just did one straight down. That way if the ponytail holder starts to slip, the hair will catch it. And for the thicker the dancer's hair, the more you should do that, okay? So now you can spray this little fan, and just kind of get some of the wispies down. And then I would either use your gel or your spray, or your water bottle, or all the above for the tail. So now I have the tail. Okay, so now from there, can you grab a couple bobby pins for me? Thank you. Yep. And just have the dancer hold a couple ready for you. Okay, so now you can try a couple things. If their hair, like she has like medium thickness, so I would recommend rolling it, but we'll experiment with Mihasha's in a minute. We might just have to wrap it, or even do it in phases, like sections at a time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to just wrap that around my finger. Do you see how I just did that? So I'm taking my pointer finger, hooking it, and then just starting to twirl. As it starts to twirl, do you see how it gets super close to the head right there? Then as you start to twirl, you'll pin as you go. So, and the fan will turn. The like back fan. So then I'm gonna just pin as I go. And if they go up, up, then you're doing a good job. If it doesn't hurt them, it's not on their head. I'll show you how to do it with short hair or thin hair too. I'll show you with Lolly so we can make it like, I'll show you in a second. So now I'm just gonna keep twisting and pinning. So I'm gonna go about 1/4 inch. So notice now I'm there.
And it's almost vertical now.
Mhm.
With
Yeah,
the
it'll be,
fan. Okay.
yeah, I actually want it will look more up and down.
Okay. Cool.
So then I'm just going,
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, Mommy.
sorry babe. And so the trick is to not, people tend to like put it on and then try to pin later, but then it's not tight enough, it won't hold it. So again, I'm just, as you twist it, it just pulls it real close to the scalp. So then I'm gonna change hands, again, just twisting. And so you'll start to just create like a bun around the knot. And then the last, like the tail, you can just kind of tuck in. And then go back around with your bobby pins. Hair and makeup is something that I really think dancers should do for themselves after they're about the age of 12. And you have to monitor, but it's something that's part of the professionalism of what they need to learn. You know, like it's just part of their sort of expectation as a dancer that they'll become really good at doing hair and makeup. So moms, you know, the beautiful thing is you don't have to do it forever. And then I'm just gonna go back and then get any, I'm just gonna grab, I mean, I'm kind of doing a fast version, but I'm just gonna grab any of these little wispies that are coming up, and then I'm just gonna pin them in. So essentially when you're done, then you can go back in and you can twist that downward. I think that realistically most of them are gonna turn, and so that's fine, like that sort of vertical knot with that small wraparound bun. So then now she's pretty much, she's really tight here. This is really secure. It's reinforced with the bun. It's also reinforced there. And then once you're done, then you can go back and just do like a gel set. Don't cake it on because it's already really, really secure. You just want to hold everything in place. Make sure to get the bottom. Voila, there you go. Yeah? And you see how clean it is? And when that dries fully, it will stay as tight as that is. And it won't wispy up. If they look like they're getting a facelift, then you're doing a good job. Because that's how tight it should be. Okay? Cool? So that's kind of the finished product. That's for this hair, like texture and length. I can show you guys on shorter hair. Ms. Law, do you want to come sit in this chair?